Over to me.
What it do?
Welcome back to Shift Real Talk. What we talking about?
What are we doing?
What we talking about?
What we doing, y'all?
Listen, this is Shift Real Talk. Welcome to Shift Real Talk. If this is your first time, we want to say thank you for joining us. This is a podcast where we talk about love, life, and relationships. Today, we are targeting our singles. All you who are single, we're talking about dating. This is Dating 101. Now, our desire is to help in any way we can to make your life better in relationships, to make you fall in love with someone who is worth loving. And our desire is to do that. So make sure that you subscribe, okay? And share this content with your friends, your loved ones, anybody, everybody. Now, we want you to also real talk in the comments because we talking back. That's what we do here at Shift Real Talk. We talk back to our audience. We get you involved, okay? And last but not least, we are on every podcast platform. So make sure on your way to work in the morning when you want to hear some good talk, some conversation, tune in. And if you at lunch, tune in. When you lay your head down at night, tune in. This is Shift Real Talking. I'm your girl, Lady Bree.
I'm your boy, Pastor J.
And I'm Zadie. Yeah.
Yes, hitting us with the high notes. And as we said before, make sure you subscribe. Today is a dope topic. We're going to get some of the little yak going. Pastor J, what you got for us today?
Well, let's talk about let's jump in, man. Let's jump head first, man.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's get in it. We are talking about data during the dating process. What are you collecting? Because we say all the time here on Shift Real Talk, when you dating, that's not a time to be intimate and try to get your boo and all that. That's a time to collect data about the person that you finna connect yourself to. So,
and what does that look like, y'all? Because here's the thing. Before we're gonna jump in, but before we jump, this is the before jump. That's that get ready to,
double
when they
dutch
double
before
up
you,
and you wearing up like that. Though, if y'all notice, my Cowboys won yesterday, so I'm representing my boys. You know
Boo.
what I mean? I'm representing my boys.
How about them boys?
But here's the thing, man. A lot of us. I watch, I'm sure all of us are on YouTube, all the social media platforms, and I see a lot of dating platforms.
Right.
And the first thing that people look for in dating is this my perfect match?
Right.
Is this the match? Is this the person for me? Is this the person that has good energy? And then we look for the things that will line up with us being that, with us to be that perfect match. Mm-hmm. So I don't believe, and now correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, before we jump in. You know what I'm saying? God bless y'all that are tuning in. My boy Apostle Eugene Level. Thank you, D Curry, man. Thank God for you guys logging in with us. But is there a perfect match? I don't believe there's a perfect match. I don't. I believe that when you learn how to relate, then you guys can come together in health. But to say this is my perfect match, then we have levels of, and not saying, I'm just going to throw that out there. What do y'all think about, first of all, being a perfect match?
Okay. First of all, I think in order for me to say someone's my perfect match, I first have to understand who I am. I have to understand what am I matching myself up with. So perfect match to me, Pastor J, you're not my perfect match.
No, you're not my perfect match either.
We are not each other's perfect match.
But we are together
When
perfectly.
we come on here.
But you're not my perfect match.
No.
But we are perfectly.
And the thing, okay, so I think when people say perfect match, it's like we have to like the same things, the same movies, the same type of food. It's like we match. But that's not us. And I believe our relationship is pretty awesome. It's not about us matching, it's about how do we relate to each other. That's what a relationship is, how we relate to each other, even in those imperfect moments.
Yes. Zany,
But
what
you
you
know
say?
what? I had this conversation before, right?
Okay.
And like I used to think like this. So I had a conversation with some ladies, and they were like, "I serve a big God who will give me exactly what I want. He gonna look like da 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 da. He gonna be a praying man. He gonna cover me. He gonna this. He gonna that." He had the whole list, and they say I made my list, and they said. Make let my petition be known to God, and I told God what I want, and I just believe God gonna give me that.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to think like that until God showed me better.
Mm.
And I'm saying this because that goes to answer your question, Pastor Jay, is there a perfect match? A lot of people are letting their God given relationships pass because they're waiting
Exactly.
on their list that they made, that
Exactly.
perfect. And every
Perfect.
time they get
Yes.
everything, every time they get what's on that list, it turned out to be a nightmare. Why? Because they are still don't understand. They're expecting God to answer to their will instead of
Uh-huh.
the opposite.
Come
Instead
on
of
here.
them succumbing to God's will. So
Right.
God, this is what I want. So you got to do it. No, how about you let God do it? Because, like you said, I am not. First of all, I mean, not to talk about skin complexion, but my husband like light skins. I am not
Mm.
that.
Right.
Hmm.
I was not
And
his
I
type,
like
and
dark
he
skin. And
definitely,
Right. And I came out all snack bag brown.
and he definitely was not mine. Look, but look at God, because when He put a
And
thing together,
come
baby,
here. And look, my husband, his type was past tense. Dark skin, dark complexion, um a little more short, probably like what, 5'6",
Hmm.
5'4", 5'5",
Who?
5'6", your type.
Yeah, yeah. Look about
Yeah,
5'4",
right.
5'5".
The
Yeah.
brown complexion,
Dark complexion.
and because to be honest, is like a whole total reflection of your mama.
Hmm.
His mom, same thing, same. And then here I come, all snack bag brown with tall,
Yeah, yeah.
long
Uh-huh.
legs.
Uh-huh.
Nothing like what he probably would have if he had a perfect match in his head. Nothing like that.
The birthday guy's on. What's up, bro? Happy
Hey,
birthday
hey.
to you, man.
Okay,
happy
1, 2, 3.
birthday,
Happy
Happy
birthday
happy
birthday to
birthday,
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
happy
birthday to
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Oh
you.
my God, Zane. I'm gonna need for you to speed it up.
Yeah, me too. Happy
That's
birthday,
Sound
not
bro.
me. That's
soulful.
your husband.
Happy
That's your
birthday.
husband.
Yeah, yeah, that was me.
Okay,
So
so
That was your
Baritone
husband.
says, he said you should be looking to complement each other. The matching isn't always the
come
same
here.
because opposites attract.
Yeah,
Exactly.
compliment.
Yes, that's
How do
that's
you
the word.
relate?
How do we compliment each other?
Right.
And Zane, we have not been agreeing lately. I don't know what it, but what you just said, I am in total agreement with that. That is so true. We go into what we want,
Yeah.
and the problem with what we want. Sometimes we don't know what we want because it
Right.
never stays the same. It is forever changing. You know
Forever.
why? Because we have too many things that we look at that gives us another desire.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Don't-
The list is growing.
yes.
Because it's not, especially now that you have a window into everybody's life. Now all of a sudden it's like, okay, that's what I want too, and oh, well, he got to have this, and oh, I ain't think about that. So
Yeah.
now, and most of the stuff that we look for, let's just be honest, most of the stuff is outer appearance.
And a lot of this stuff is fictional. Like it don't even exist.
Right.
It don't even exist.
Exactly.
Seriously. But here's the thing. I was laughing at that too. Snack back brown.
Snack bag. Y'all don't know what a snack bag
Snack
is?
bag brown.
Okay,
You know,
so for
that
those-
little bag we used to go to
That's the
school
brown
with.
bag.
Look at it.
No.
Back in the day when we
No,
used to have our little lunches, you take your little bag, that little one that had a grease at the bottom because your mama put the sandwich in the, all of that. Snack bag brown. That's me.
Snack bag.
All day.
So listen. So when you're dating, are you collecting data or just catching vibes?
That's a good question. Ask that question again.
When you're dating, Are you collecting data or are you just catching a vibe?
Come on. Either you collecting or you catching.
But here's the thing. The reason why we look for vibes because we don't really know the data that we need to collect.
Exactly.
So this is what we gonna do for this
Wow.
for a couple of minutes, Zania and Lady Free, if y'all don't mind. And let's just give the things that we should look for. There are certain things that we should look for
We just throwing it out there.
in while you're dating. And the thing that I always say this, I always say this, that we have to take the intimacy out of dating because a lot of the intimacy, it clogs the data that is giving to us.
Right.
We ignore the
Absolutely.
data
Right.
because of intimacy. And then we go in blinded because we're looking for one thing and we're not looking for the information that we should be looking at.
Exactly.
So
And just,
one thing, and then, I'm sorry, one thing we definitely should look for, and I say this is first. What does the person refer to when it comes to them being an individual? Do they refer to culture or do they refer to God?
number one.
That's the first thing.
Number one.
Who is their agent? Who's their changing agent?
Right. Where you get your references from? Culture, or do you get them from what God say? Because that's gonna make a difference.
Yes.
That's gonna make a big difference. One thing I like about when we were dating, at least we did, because we met at the church. At least we did have that in common. It was a lot of other things that we fought through. We did not have
We
in
had
common.
that in common, and we also had brokenness in common.
Exactly.
So
That's
we
what I'm about to say. Because you gotta be
Exactly.
careful just because we go to church together.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a lot of people who are in church have no relationship.
But
Absolutely.
that's why I say
Absolutely.
with us, when we were dating, at least we had that in common. Because even though we were going through our brokenness, I knew I knew this man loved God. We may not have been living, totally right. But the love of God we had, the foundation was there. We were both trained up in the way we should go. That was number one. Now when we got older, we came back. We strayed, but we came
We
back.
didn't depart. We just kind of like parked.
Yeah, we didn't depart. We just kind of partied.
Yeah. We parked.
Partied all the time, right? So the whole thing is that's important because even now we don't argue about a lot of stuff spiritually that a lot of couples we talk to argue about spiritually. So they arguing Bible.
Hey, Patricia.
And that's a whole another argument within the marriage. Now they can't relate to each other, but we don't have that because we both have that foundation. That's important.
Come on.
Very
here.
But
important.
I would say this too, and I agree. I totally agree with the
Kenya.
foundation. But I will also say we have to be careful, and only because I'm thinking about a particular couple right now who, because he doesn't believe exactly to the T, he still believing in God. But because he don't believe to the T as she does, it's no compromise for her. That was one thing God had to show me too. Because, and Pastor J, you my witness, I used to be really, really strong about this. Like, no, he have to be this, and this with God, and this, and this, and that. And Pastor J was like, you might miss God if you keep up like this. And when my
Wow.
husband came, he told me, he was like, yeah, he was like, you just got too much.
Wow.
And when my husband came, my husband said, I hear you, but
That ain't me.
I don't believe in some of those traditions that you following,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
And when we got married and I started listening to him and he challenged some of the traditional beliefs I had, when I went back to the word, his beliefs actually was in the word, but
Wow.
tradition had me stuck in a place that he was saying,
Come
nah.
on.
So what I'm saying to that is,
You
if
are
they
preaching
believe in
today.
God, don't get for the person, don't get stuck because they don't have everything to the letter. Because
Right.
either one gonna happen. Either you gonna show them truth, or they can show you truth.
Right.
But we don't know until, because even in the Bible, the apostles and everything, they would come together and they would talk about what God took them through, and each of
Uh-huh.
them will gain from each other. So we can't be afraid to gain from each other, is what I'm trying to say.
It
Gotcha.
must be that light behind you that's making you talk like this today. I don't know what's going
Is
on.
that what it is?
Yeah, it's that light. That's like that bright shining light behind you.
Right.
That you
It's
get
going,
you you get You got that 100 watt today. You ain't got 60.
Right.
You got that 100 watt Bible. That 100 watt.
that's that light of heaven
Okay.
shining down on me.
So I have one. I
Okay.
have one. Y'all ready?
Yes.
One thing that you need to, one piece of data that you need to collect when you're dating is how this person deals with conflict. Does he run? Does she
Absolutely.
run? Do they feel like you always offending them? One thing my husband said to me, and I thought it was so dope. He said sometimes because of people's traumas and stuff and experiences from their past, they put up walls. It's like so their offenses have made fences around them and they can't relate to other people for fear of them knocking down those fences. And they feel safer behind the wall, right? So does this person that you're dating when you're looking at, and you, this comes over time. This not no microwave type dating. This is like we taking our time. So over time, do you notice how this person deals with conflict, not just with you when y'all argue? How about with their siblings? How about with other people? How do they respond to like when situations happening at their job and they come to you and talking about other situations? Pay attention to all of that because how they handle offenses, how they handle conflict is going to be very important in how they relate to you once you get into a more serious situation.
And conflict has a conflict is like the head title, but there are so many subtitles under conflict because what not only how you handle conflict is really like how do you forgive and understanding what forgiveness really is.
That's good.
If you understand what forgiveness is, forgiveness says, I choose to not hold you accountable to the offense that you've committed to me.
Wow.
But forgiveness doesn't start at me forgiving you. It starts at forgiving me. Because a lot of times we build this wall. And the wall is built sometimes not even from what you did. It's from the offenses that we built up. And because we've built this up ourselves, only thing you're doing is you're only going on top of trying to come around what I've already built up.
Right.
So the forgiveness that I have to now start for myself is me knocking down these walls so that now we can see each other clearly.
Come on.
So I have to that's another thing. So we have to be able to forgive ourselves. And you'll know if somebody is forgiving because they're not triggered. They don't get angry easy. They're not ready to, I don't play. Don't buy her a piano or buy him a piano because he don't play.
Right.
No, why don't you play? Why? Well, learn how to play.
Come on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta understand why this wall is built up, and that person has to start with that level of forgiveness.
Wow. Come here.
Yeah.
Love it.
I got one too.
Okay,
Come
come
on.
on, sis.
Okay, I think it's important to find out what does, as far as the man, his expectations of a wife, what does that look like to him, and vice versa. What does it look like for the wife or the potential wife, what a husband looks like to her? So, what are their expectations of those titles?
Wow. Yeah.
See, the thing is, you won't have to have an expectation if you know what it is. Because if we function on what it is, then it eliminates our expectation. Because it's not expectation, it's purpose.
I just had a thought.
Yes.
Wife and husband, according to the word of God, it does say wife,
Yes.
respect, and,
Yeah, it
and,
gives
and
you a
husband's
clear-
love. But I think that's a foundation. My whole thing is when you just said that, I thought about this. Why do I have to know what his expectations of a wife is when would he really know what his expectations are, or would
Yes.
he just build a relationship with me, and in that relationship, because there is no expectation of what he feel like I should be, we start to grow together and learn together, and then that's how we become him, me, coming together, learning and growing, and now we're one.
Well,
So
I get.
That
I'm
would be
sorry.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That would be beautiful, honestly, if that happened.
uh-huh.
But not only from experience, but from also hearing other people talk, there are expectations. And I think those expectations are unfortunately built off of culture, what we talked about earlier. So some husbands, some men come into a marriage thinking, oh, my wife is gonna cook. I don't have to cook because that's my wife got that.
Mm-hmm.
Or my husband's gonna do all the like maintenance around the house. Why? So a lot of arguments start in the beginning because it's like, why can't you do this? Because that's a false expectation that happens
Yeah.
when they came into that marriage.
Right. A
I,
false.
I think we should redirect that. Now, if we have an expectation, if an expectation has to be in there, I think we should redirect that expectation.
Right.
Because if we expect the other person to be, then we're gonna not that never fulfill our expectation.
Right.
We should change that expectation for us to be able to be what we understand what it is. So I
Correct.
expect me to be the husband that I need to be. So if I put that expectation on my own self, then what it does is now it allows me to educate myself to find out what I should be, because I have to come in here being the best me that I could be.
Right.
Because if I'm giving the
great.
best me, then that'll allow you to give the best you.
Right.
But if I expect
Come on here.
you to be something that I don't even know
Right.
what you should be giving,
Come on.
That's
Come
great.
on.
then that is a false expectation.
It's just what I've
There you
seen
go.
growing up or what
Yeah.
I've seen on TV. And the thing is, it's like dating wise, if I'm thinking potential spouse, right? I would want you to be who you feel like a husband should, or finding out and educating yourself on what kind of man you feel like you should be as a husband. So when I look at you, I can say yes or no, that's the kind of person that I want to say yes to when he asks me.
absolutely.
Because if he
Yes.
becomes what I feel like my expectations of a husband is, then he's going to become that up until the time when he has to actually be. And when he has to actually be that for the rest of the time until death do us part, and he doesn't meet up to that. Now I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm feeling deceived.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like you lied to me, you tricked me, but you didn't.
And then what you're doing also, I'm sorry. And then what you're doing also with that, then you're holding me to your expectation.
Yes, and that's hostage.
Yeah.
That's
And
called bondage.
Yeah.
Right, that's called
Yeah.
bondage. So don't look for the vibes. Don't catch the vibes. The thing that says, "Oh my God, he make me feel secure. He make me feel my emotions, girl. When I'm around him, I just feel so." Don't catch the vibe. Collect the
Right.
data. The data says, wow, okay, he does this, this, and this, and that. And sometimes you look and say, wow, I didn't even think that that's something I would have wanted in a husband. But if I did marry him, I would like that. Or, no, I can't deal with that for the rest of my life. So now you see the real person, and allowing that person to be who they are, you can now get a good assessment. And you
Yes.
can vet them properly instead of falling for your own lie because you made it up. They didn't.
Correct. And a lot of times we make up that lie to ourselves based on past relationships. So we never
Right.
give the new relationship the fair chance of build, like you said just a little while ago, of building on its own. Because now
Right.
we already have things in place based on the past and other people.
Right.
Absolutely.
What he didn't have. Okay. So the next man, he gonna have to have this. Oh, I ain't like that in him. So now you got this big old, you open up your list, and you know how on the Elf with the Santa Claus list, they got the little cartoon where they pull out the little scroll and they roll all the way out, and it's a long. By the time you done with what he didn't do, what you didn't like, and half of it is built on what you didn't like about the last person, not the good things you liked, but the stuff you didn't like. So the next man, he gonna have to do this, and he ain't gonna. And so now you got this long list of
Yeah.
somebody that
Look, I
does
just had a
not
vision.
exist.
Yes.
That person
Ain't this
does
cra- I
not
just had a
exist.
I had a vision just now. It's
Okay.
like you have your new person. You know how you used to have the Barbies and you could change the clothes of the Barbies?
Right.
It's like you got your new person. Your new person is the Barbie, but you taking the clothes from the old Barbie and putting it on a new Barbie. So you dressing that person up in your
Right.
ex's stuff.
Ooh,
Ooh.
girl, you said that.
I told you it's that 100
You
watt.
said that, baby, because at first I I thought you was about to say, you know how you could take the head off of the Barbie and put it on another.
No, you dressing that Barbie up with your ex
Right.
clothes.
Right.
That's
My
that
goodness.
100-watt bulb you got in there.
Come
That's what you
on.
like.
Okay, how about this? One thing you need to be checking for. One thing you need to be checking for is consistency. Consistency, not chemistry. Don't
Okay.
check for chemistry.
How does
Check-
that look?
Okay, consistency. Is there a pattern? Because it's like the patterns that you see is the person, not the little moments where they may do something so sweet. It's the consistency. Now, do they talk a good game all the time? And they charming, they got charisma and all that stuff. But when you pay attention to their actions don't say the same thing that they mouth say. What their mouth say? Because your mouth chalking, and you ain't doing nothing that your mouth is saying, or you do it sometimes and then it's a hit and a miss. See, God called us human beings. That means that I'm gonna be who I am. That's action. He didn't call us human talkings.
Well, let's go a little deeper so that we can just bring a little level of clarity
Okay.
on the consistent. And I know where you're going with it,
All
but
right.
I want to bring it.
Take
you
us
know,
on home, then.
I want to bring a little more clarity. So, in other words, can you be consistent and taking responsibility for when you are wrong? You know what I'm saying? Here's something that a lot of people are not able to do, because if they're wrong, what they do is they manipulate the apology to make you feel like you're just as wrong as them.
So you just took
that's good.
consistency into accountability.
So you just made a consistent level of character or what should be going on in the relationship to show that hey, when I'm wrong, like prime example, say if I burnt the food, right?
Yeah.
And I expect you to cook it, but you don't cook it, and I'm cooking it and I burnt it, and then I say, dang, I messed up. But you know I don't cook.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If you'd have
would've
cooked, then it wouldn't have been burnt.
I wouldn't have burnt the food, because that's your job to cook. So now what I did was manipulated the situation and brung you in
So
and said,
did.
you know what, this is not my, I'm not good at cooking.
Right.
I shouldn't have cooked at all. My bad. I burnt you see how we just manipulated that situation?
Or you could have just said, dang, babe, I just burnt the food. You want to order some pizza?
Yeah. But again, so the consistency has to be with your level of being able to take responsibility for especially as men.
Come on.
Especially as men, because we set the tone.
Yes.
We set the tone. We have the temperature. So if we can take responsibility, do you know what that does? It allows now for us to not sweep none of these offenses, because what we're doing when we take responsibility, we're getting rid of the offenses.
Right.
The offenses, we're getting rid of them. But if you're not able to take responsibility, it builds those offenses, it builds them up, it sweeps them under the rug, and this is what draws us apart. Because there is no
'Cause you
consistency.
put a wall between
You put a
us
wall
with
there
your offenses.
with your offenses.
Right.
Yeah.
And now you on the defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Look.
Exactly.
Baritone,
Y'all cooking
where we
today.
at?
Y'all cooking
Listen,
today.
Okay,
That's
so
right, Patricia. Can't mix all wine with new skin.
you
That's right.
cannot, because it'll bust.
Yeah.
Listen, this is the thing. So does this person have a sense of entitlement?
Yes.
Does
Yeah.
this person that you're dating have a sense of entitlement? Do they take accountability, but at the same time, do they push fault? Like, they should know, honey, they should have been did that for me. Why they talk about, they should have been did that for
Yeah.
me. It's like, no. Dude, are they entitled? Do they feel like that whatever they do is justified and they have no consequences for their actions? Or do they say, my bad, that was on me?
And you know what else too? I just thought about it as you were talking, sis. A lot of times as women, we're like, "Oh, he did such and such. That was so cute." And our friends are turning up their nose at us like, "What was cute about that?" You're like, "No, girl, that was just too cute. And you go to explain it. We need to take heed. If nobody else
heed.
find it cute, it's not cute. It's just
Right.
cute to you because, like Pastor Jay said, you done got intimate way too soon.
Yeah.
But it's not cute because nobody else find it cute but you.
Y'all, and listen,
Yeah, exactly.
we need to stop acting like that when people say don't be intimate, that it's like, what? No, you see what we did? We messed everything up by being intimate too soon. Everybody knows it. It's not a secret. When we intimate with somebody outside of the realm of marriage, which means you should be dating, you should not be being intimate. Now you done became the wife, because when you become one with somebody, that's because you done known them. You known them.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I
when
knew
you
them.
known them, then all of a sudden you taking possession of them. Now you done became the wife and he done became the husband, and y'all don't have no kind of stake in the game.
That's right.
Stop it. Stop it.
You know what too? One thing we got to realize, especially when it comes to dating, there is power in saying I was wrong.
Oh, I don't know. Is there a light above you?
Okay, come
you
on
and
now.
Zane,
You got a
y'all just
light.
off the chain.
You got a
There
light.
is. There is power.
There
And-
is power
Oh my goodness.
in saying I was wrong. You know why you know what? It brings a level of humility. And it says to you that, listen, I'm not perfect, but with me, this imperfect person, I am growing to be what I need to be, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But what happens is we don't want to admit that we were wrong because we want to look like we got it together.
Oh my goodness, Pastor Jay.
We want to look like we got it.
Yes.
Not the voice, lady friend.
Those vulnerable moments
Yes.
when a man can say,
Yeah.
"Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I remember on the show you did that. One of the you was so vulnerable on the a show episodes ago, and you was just like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And people don't even realize that was at a time I kept asking, "What we doing? Where we going? Like, where you leading me?" And he always tried to make up some kind of elaborate like. And then one day he just decided, you know what? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Because,
thought that was so
there's
like,
so much
oh
more power.
my goodness.
There's so much more power admitting that
Yes,
you
it
were wrong
is.
than to try to be right and you're wrong.
Yes, it is. Ooh.
Because we are scared of how we look, and some of us are so busy trying to portray a person that we are not.
Come on here.
We're trying to portray this powerful person, but there's more power in just admitting I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
That is more powerful than trying to be what you're not.
Right. And somebody has lied to you and told you that you're not this and you're not that and you're not worth this and you this, and somebody lied to you to the point where you don't realize that when God created you, he said, "Oh, that's good." Yeah. So we took that foundation that when the creator created us and it was good, and we listened to all the lies that people over time, whether it was our parents, friends, bullies at school or whatever, have told us that we're not, and try to chip away at our value. So now we sitting up here feeling valueless and wondering why we're attracting all of these people who don't have a feeling of value either. Yeah. We have to be careful about that.
Let me do this real quick, y'all. We got another birthday on Amanda D. Roberts Curry.
You ready?
It's a happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
babe,
to you.
Wait, not so fast, please.
Wait, first he was super slow.
Yeah.
You were super slow first, and now you're super fast.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday.
Great.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Great.
Happy birthday, Amanda. Yeah.
We celebrate birthdays.
Yeah, we celebrating birthdays. There's 2 birthdays.
Yes.
So
Patricia
listen.
says, take accountability for your actions. That's being more of a man than anything. It is men.
Man. Take it.
That's how women feel. When you take accountability, we be like, oh my goodness.
Yes. Because the thing is, one thing about women have this mechanism, and it's called the knower. Yes. And most women know when you are bringing that.
Yeah.
They know when you bringing that.
You too close to it.
That
Step away. We don't even get out like that.
they know. Hey, Kimberly Scott, what up, sis?
Hey, Kim.
She said that is sexy when men are truly honest. It's okay to say I don't. Yes.
Fellas, y'all
listen to me now.
Because
I'm
we
telling
trying
you.
to give y'all secrets.
I'm giving a secret, y'all. It is power in admitting that you are wrong.
Right.
That you are wrong. I don't know what, you know what I get, you know what, this is so true. A lot of times in men, I don't know what it is. Men come, they come with this gene, and it says, I need to be validated. I need to be accepted.
A gene? Something like blue gene?
Yeah. I'm just saying. You know, I feel like a lot of men come with this need. I need to be validated. I need to be accepted, flaws and all.
Yeah.
So because they come in with this need, and this is something that women that we got to really notice from day one, and I'm sure y'all do. But some women have patience until they just can't take it no more, and when a woman is fed up, that's it.
It's
but
hard to bring
most
them
men
back.
come in with that gene saying, I want to feel validated. I want to be accepted. But the only way to feel validated and be accepted is to admit that you don't know.
That you flawed.
That
Yeah.
you are flawed. Don't come in, trying to bolt your way or kick through the door to get validation, and now you're forcing it, you're manipulating it, you're lying it, you're doing all of this stuff to try to get validated, which is going to only get you kicked out the door.
And Pastor Jay and Zany, I just heard the Spirit say that. I heard the Spirit say.
Oh Lord, don't blame it on the Spirit.
I did. I heard the Spirit say, we're talking about mature women. We are talking about mature women. We're not talking about those females who, if you make a mistake, because I saw it online today, a dude, she told him to wash the chicken, and he used dish soap and washed the chicken. and I sound like I know I joke. But this is but I don't know if they were putting on a prank, but this is what I saw. And she was like, why did you do that? And she called him stupid. She said, you done messed up my whole dinner. I mean, are you dumb? And she was going off. He said, well, you said wash the chicken. She said, I didn't say put dish soap on it, dummy. She was going off, right? And then he was like, she said, I just said wash it. You wash it with cold water. And he said, well, you didn't say that. And to her, it's like, she was like, didn't you ever watch your mama cook, And she was like going off on this young man. So we're not talking about that particular, that's something you need to collect the data on. How do she act when you make a mistake? How does he act when you make a mistake?
Yeah.
Are they tolerant? Are they compassionate? Do they give you grace? Or do they go off on you and belittle you and demean you and chip away at your worth? That's, check it out. Check it out.
What are you checking for?
What you checking for?
Check.
Open your eyes.
No.
Open your discernment.
Really, you know what though? That is true. And the thing sometimes, again, like Zania said, under that 100-watt bulb tonight,
right?
She said that a lot of times, we both said it. A lot of times we ignore the one that's coming at you like that because we've been intimate. Mm-hmm. So we ignore the stupid. We ignore being called stupid because the intimacy just was something that I needed. But remember, certain people bond from a place of brokenness. Yeah. So somebody's brokenness can look like me calling you stupid, but it's just me protecting myself so that I don't look like I don't know how to interact with this because I'm scared of relationships because I done built all of these walls. So you stupid for doing that. And then this person who accepts that is broken too. So a lot of us are together on broken places, and we're trauma bonding. Well, we understand each other. He understands that I call him stupid. Yeah. She understands that, that I.
That's just the way he talks. Girl, that's just the way he talks. Mean nothing by it.
No. There's nothing to understand about being healthy and being in a situation where you can be yourself 100. I remember being in a relationship where I had to really fake and funk to be something that I wasn't because I wanted to impress this girl. Mm-hmm. And it was like, I wanted to impress her because I thought she was, I wouldn't call her pretty, but it was the type of woman that I wanted to date because she was my type of woman.
Yeah.
And because she was Yeah, I thought she was my.
So
and that's
you
it.
thought.
I thought she would because she passed what I would date. Like
Yep.
she was that person.
Yeah.
But being with her, it was like, gosh, like we couldn't talk. We couldn't have a decent conversation. You know, we couldn't have a conversation without it getting to the point where stupid. So
Right.
or somebody calling somebody stupid. So it's
Yeah.
like now you walking around and you're not even conversating because you don't want to deal with the she may call me stupid or he may call me stupid. So you're in a relationship and the only thing you having or doing is being intimate. And that's the only time that you guys can come together when there's a level of intimacy.
Right.
So I'm only being there for
Red
a need
flag.
of yours.
Yeah.
I'm only being there for a need of yours.
Yeah.
You're only being there to help me get through a need.
Yeah.
And though, and I heard somebody came on the show and said you can't be with people that you need.
You can't. Well, she said you can't.
You can't lead
who
people you need. Yeah, you can't do that.
Okay, so before you give your heart to somebody, you got to check the receipts. What are the red flags?
Yeah.
You got to look at the real patterns, right? Are you checking for real patterns? Like you said, it's like you. She was your type. She was the brown skin, the dark skin. She was the body height and the body shape and all of that, right? But her spirit was not where it needed to be. She was argumentative. She was, the appearance was everything. The inside don't matter, but as long as I'm cute on the outside type stuff. Am I correct? I'm not talking bad about nobody. This is just facts. So at the end of the day, check for that person's spirit too. You'll know them by the fruit. You better start checking fruit because if they bearing prunes on a tree where they should be bearing plums, then something's not right about that. You need to say, okay, I can't do this because your fruit is rotten. Check the fruit.
And it's like, and Pastor Jay, you said something so key because you said that we ignore certain behaviors in relationship. And that is so true. So many times we ignore behaviors, but what we actually doing, we're allowing behaviors when we ignore
Come
them.
on. Yeah.
So ignore them and saying, it's okay, you could do it again. And then
Right.
we get frustrated because that behavior is repeated, but it goes unchecked.
Yeah.
At some point, it has to be checked, and preferably, it should be at the very beginning. You shouldn't walk into the relationship talking about, I'm just going to ignore that because he does everything else right.
Right.
I'm just going to ignore that because she does everything else right. No.
Yeah.
Because
don't
what you
ignore it.
allow magnifies.
It come on, it never gets smaller, it just gets bigger. And it's like,
It magnifies.
yeah, I understand. Ladies, we got to be careful with that too. I understand why he acts like that because you don't understand what he's been through. You got to understand, some dudes will tell you what they've been through and make you feel sorry for them so that they'll end up being able to manipulate you in the situation. A lot of them are called narcissists. They have narcissistic behavior. They will love bomb you and make you feel the best, and they'll tell you all of their woes and stuff to see if you so compassionate and you're an empath. And if you're an empath, they say, got her. But let me read what Patricia says. She was talking about how the dude washed the collard greens. Washed the chicken.
Her husband. Don't say they ain't
No, I'm saying the what I just said, the example about the girl saying the dude washed the chicken with soap. Patricia says, oh, wow, I remember. I told my husband to wash the collards, and he used soap on the greens. Wow. Sometimes, y'all, they don't know. When you say wash, they think about wash.
Yeah, because because you said wash it, and we wanna show you that we
That
can
we
get
can
it
wash
clean.
it good.
That
Yeah,
we
I'ma
can get it
clean.
clean.
Oh, she
So
finna.
I'm gonna use that Palmolive. Use that
Oh,
Palmolive.
snap. I'm finna wash these greens,
These
son.
green-
These greens
these
gonna be
green-
so clean.
These green gonna be gray when I'm get through. That's gonna clean. They're gonna be.
Oh my God.
But the key thing she said
And
that she
then
said she
the
laughed.
water be green too.
Yeah,
And
the
you be
water
like,
gonna be
"Ooh,
green."
these things good.
Oh, this thing gonna be good. And
This
it's
that
like,
good
what?
green. This that good green.
Right.
Hopefully it wasn't Atlanta because you got to be careful with them greens.
Y'all listen. So okay.
So in a culture that's full of chemistry, in a culture,
Let me see.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
In this day and age, where culture is shaping a lot of relationships. How do we navigate understanding the data that we should get when culture is giving out a lot of the information?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. Culture is feeding, making you obese with cultural information about dating. And a lot of that is junk food.
I know some people now, it's like they go to AI for counseling. I know,
I've heard that.
they go to Chat GPT for counseling.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Chat GPT cannot give you an emotion. It cannot give you a feeling. It gives you the thing here's the thing that we
gives
don't
you
know.
information.
It gives you information that they don't just come up with this information. They get it from the books. They get it from the people who studied this. So the thing is, we got to be very careful of where we're getting information from. And this is so important that we know who we are. We must know who we are first, because guess what? The data that we get has to come from us first, because the information that we need to know first is from us. Who am I? What can I deal with? What can I deal with? Who God says that I am? You know what I'm saying? Because my purpose has to line up with the purpose with the person that he's placing in my life.
And why am I like I am?
And why am I like this?
Why do I have fears that are not connected to experiences?
Exactly.
Some people have fears that are connected to their parents' experiences. Their parents, something happened. It caused them to have a level of fear or anger. And then they put that on the child, and the child can't deal with it properly because it's not connected to an experience. So how can you heal from something that's not, that you don't even know where it's connected from? See, that's why we gotta make sure that while we're dating, we have to keep God in the middle of the decision making process. We gotta ask God to open up our eyes, open up our discernment so we can see clearly, and help us to ask the right questions, help us to pay attention to stuff we probably would have missed. We got to ask, because if we don't today, and I'm going to say this and I'm done, we have people who are willing to wait until marriage before they're intimate, right? It's a situation. A young man he fell in love with this young girl, told her, you know what? I'm going to try this thing. You know, I'm going to wait because he's a church guy. I'm going to wait let's wait till we get married. The girl was good with it. She was fine. Yes, let's wait till we get married. He was hype. Okay, cool, right? Come to find out later, God, thank you that he did not marry her, because found out that the woman that he was in love with, that he was about to marry, the reason why she was okay with waiting was because she was not really a woman. She was actually a man. She was willing to wait to bypass the whatever the feeling would have been that she would have felt had she revealed herself to this dude. So he fell in love with a dude, thinking he was falling in love with a woman who was willing to wait with virtue and integrity and all this stuff. But it was all smoke and mirrors. It was a lie. So what I'm saying is we need discernment. We need God, because we got to be very careful out here with what we're desiring to do in these relationships. Check the data. Be serious about it before you make a commitment to be in a relationship with anybody.
Amen. Come on, me.
And you know what? I was watching an interview today, and the person who's being interviewed said the divorce rate currently is down, right, from previously. But he was also saying, he was also saying that's due to the fact culturally we don't have a high rate of marriage anymore.
Wow.
Because culturally, everybody is shacking up. They're not making that commitment of marriage. But here's the thing. Think about that without it being statistically put on the platform where you can look it up. You can see it every day. You hear it in conversations. Look at how many people are unhappy with just the shacking up. Because what happens is everybody is bouncing around. As soon as you make me unhappy, I'm gonna just go. I ain't gotta put up with that.
Yeah.
So they're going back and forth from different people, even coming back to the same person and then going to somebody else again. And it's just this constant cycle of in and out because nobody's actually making a true commitment to anything
Wow.
other than their fleshly desires.
Fleshly desires to get you.
I wanna
So
say
that's
this.
why we have to be careful with culture,
Absolutely.
because culture will have you going around like you in a whirlwind, like in a whirlwind,
Yeah.
and you don't have no stability.
My
Absolutely.
goodness.
I want to say this, and I'm gonna wrap it up with this, y'all. I think this is so key. Understanding that culture, information that's getting from culture. You have your psychologist, you have your anthropologist,
Anthropology.
anthropologists,
I don't
you
know if
have
that's
your
right.
your chemistrists, you have your theologians, you have all of these people who study information. If they have to keep studying the information, that means the information that you given or that they give you has not been proven. So they have to keep getting
It's
more,
still in
gathering
theory.
more information
Yeah.
to find out what works, with
Right.
what actually works. But the word of God, the reason why it's the same today, yesterday, and forevermore is because it works.
It's complete.
It works. It is complete and it works.
Yeah.
It's the infallible word of God. So because we know it to work, this is what we should go by. Culture says, okay, try this. Okay, we're gonna study. We're gonna get information from this person to see whether that worked. Because if it worked for them, maybe it'll work for you.
Right.
Okay, oh, it did work for them. Let's go get more information. So the information that they keep getting is more information, and it is not proven. That's why it's called study.
In theory.
In theory,
Yeah.
because it's not proven to work. It's not proven to
Or
work.
practice.
And yes, it's a practice. Even with some of these doctors, it's a practice.
Right.
It is not proven.
Right.
So we must. That's why I said we got to be careful about. And this is why, going on what you said, that is so true. Some people don't want to get married. You know why? Because culture says if you get married, you're gonna and not date. And you may mess up the relationship. This is what culture says. So people will stay together. They'll live together like they married. They'll stay together 18, 17 years. And because the relationship has been working, if they get married, this is what culture tells them. If you get married, it's going to mess up the relationship. That is backwards. That is backwards. You are living married. You are playing house. So you mean to tell me if you don't make the house a real deal house, that this playhouse is going to work better than that don't even
real
make
house?
sense.
Right. Wow.
That don't even make sense. But this is what culture says.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up.
Right.
Why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free?
Right.
No.
Right.
Or I need to try it before I buy it. Because what
Yeah.
if I don't like the milk?
Exactly.
No.
No.
Because
check
when
this.
God is, go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I
go
was just
ahead.
about to say when God is in the middle of when you finally make a marriage, a commitment, and God is in the middle, trust me, when He blesses that union, it's gonna be way better than the milk that you tried previously, even if it's with the same person. Am I right, babe?
You're right.
And I was about to say, to clear that up, when people say, why buy the cow when you could get the milk for free? Because if you're getting the milk for free, at some point, that source going to dry up. But if you
That's
own
right.
the cow, once you own it, you paid once.
Right.
There's still
Ooh,
a cost to the free.
My goodness.
What cost are you paying for the free? Is it attitude that you paying for the free?
Come on.
Is it instability that you paying for the free? What are
Come
you
on.
paying for the free? Because it's not
Right.
free.
It's
What you
not
really
free.
paying?
Yeah.
But once you buy the cow once, you pay for it once. It's yours. The milk is unlimited.
and all you gotta do is maintain it.
Come
keep
on,
it,
Halogen
keep
Light.
it
That's
healthy.
it.
Come
Yeah.
on, Halogen Light.
And some of y'all out there, lactose intolerant. So while y'all getting this milk, it's making you sick.
Come on.
Y'all are cooking
Come on.
with grease tonight.
So y'all, what we looking for? What you checking for in these relationships? Run it back. Run it back. What we checking for?
Get the information, please.
Check for patterns.
It saves, like Zania said, it saves you from paying for what you should own.
You will
You're paying
pay.
for something that is not yours, that will never be yours.
You will
that
pay.
You will pay a price.
Yes.
And that price, I'm telling you, it never leads to nothing healthy. It don't lead to nothing happy.
Yeah.
It does not lead to that. So please, y'all, please get the information. And let that information be your guide. Let it be your guide whether you should move forward in this relationship or move on.
Or fall back.
Come
on here.
Listen, y'all, that is our time.
That's our time for today.
That is our time, man. Zania, girl, it's that light.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling you.
Yeah.
It's that light.
and Pastor J, I think it's that cowboy hat
Listen,
and jersey. Got y'all over here cooking, honey.
Cooking with grease, y'all. So listen, y'all.
That's you over there with them word rhymes.
Come on here. Clock it. So listen, y'all. We're getting ready, man. For those of you watching now, if those of you in the Houston area,
Scoot that way,
those
so we
of
can
you
see you.
who are in the Houston area, December the 6th, we will be live. Zania will not be with us, but the next live we do, I promise you, she's gonna be a part.
We'll be live in the building.
We're gonna be live in the building.
Brick and mortar.
Yeah, brick and mortar at the art room.
5223 Alameda Road. Art Room, Houston. You don't want to miss it.
Zania has consented to say, listen, because she's spending time with her husband.
That's right.
We all
about relationships.
And we all about relationships. So please spend time with your husband.
$10 at the door will get you in. 10 will get you in. We got live entertainment. Yes. Oh, it's gonna be dope. Okay,
dope poets on deck.
Show start at 7, whether you're there on time or not, because we know how we can be.
Yes.
The tacos are phenomenal.
Food there, everything. You got everything.
The tacos not free, but they delicious.
Yeah, I'm about to go get me one of those tacos.
So come out to Art Room Houston, December the 6th. Shift Real Talk will be live. We got some dope guests. We got dope entertainment, and we need a dope audience. So if you're a part of that, come on out.
And with that being said, I am your boy, Pastor J.
I'm your girl, Lady Free.
And I'm Zania.
With the high notes. And until
and
next
that high
week.
watt bub.
Okay. We will see you next week. Same bad channel, same bad place. Make sure you share this content and go to YouTube, Shift Real Talk TV, and subscribe. Until next time.
We out.
Peace.
Thanks for watching.